tortured souls. Science. Paranormal. Drinks. Three tortured souls. Entertain, educate, recreate, and intoxicate.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, what's up, everyone?
It's good stuff.
Yeah, I like you got something growing out of you, Tim.
No,
I was like, what
It's not what you think it is.
what is that?
As
Something
always, when I sit down to either do this show or game, my cat gets in my lap and I got to pause and give her some love.
Wow.
I'll kick
Yeah.
her down here in a minute.
That's why I come over to the office. I don't have that
darn
problem.
animals.
Yeah. All right. So tonight we're back. We're on a different night, on a different week, because several things just didn't fit in the schedule. So here we are. I want to say hi to Blast Rights and Jade Kitten, and John without an H is in there. Hopefully we'll see more people joining us soon. We will be having a extra guest tonight. I just got a message and they're on their way. So we will be joined shortly. But tonight we are talking about, hey Tom, we're talking about the what is it? Oh, the Warren's house. And we're gonna have a discussion. I don't know where this is gonna go, but basically the recent purchase by Matt Rife, the comedian, and I think the other guy. I keep forgetting his name.
Hold on. I've got several tabs here. Let me see if I got.
Oh my God. It doesn't even say it on here. I brought up an article and it's only about Matt Rife.
Ouch.
That's gotta
go with the guy who's got the name recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when we go to do a paranormal con. me and Dave are just the luggage handlers, and
Yeah.
it's like
Dicks.
Kenny Biddle and company.
Elton Castee. I think I'm saying that right. He's described as a influencer. So I know he does ghost hunting stuff, but I'm not really familiar with him. So they apparently purchased the house that belonged to Ed and Lorraine Warren that has the attached museum, the occult museum, which I believe closed down in 2019, I believe, because of zoning issues, because it wasn't zoned for a museum. Naughty. So they made it clear. I saw 2 videos. Well, I saw 1.5 videos. One was by Matt Rife, which was a very short one, basically him just telling his fans that he bought the house, and to make clear that they don't own the items in the museum, which is like 750 some items, all from your neighborhood Goodwill store. But he doesn't own those items. They are the guardians. That's what they're calling them. So I guess they are the ones in charge of it. And that soon it would be open to the public for people to come in and investigate the house and the museum, and see all the artifacts and stuff. So that came up. Actually, I think it was Tim's idea that first said this would make a good show topic, and I stole it promptly.
Stole it.
Yes.
Totally stole it.
After all these years, I should have learned by now.
Yeah. Don't say shit like that, because I was up and hurting for a topic.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, he didn't call dibs on this.
Yeah.
He just said it was a good show. I'm going to take it. Yeah. So, and I figured maybe if we have time, we'll segue into the idea of paranormal tourism like overall with this, because I mean it really feeds into that, and we've seen it with the Conjuring House, and we can talk about that a little bit. And just my main concern, which I think I brought up right before the show, was how much are they going to charge? You know, and I think for opening remarks, I'll go first because I'm already talking. I think it's turning it into a joke. This is nothing but a business now. It is there. I don't feel that there is any desire whatsoever to do good investigation or research or to collect the data and educate the public, except with the misinformation based on the Warrens' work and profit. I think it's just profit driven, because I think Conjuring House Part 2, where it's like, hey, we're going to open it up to the public. We're going to charge a shit ton of money for people to stay over, and we're going to rake it in. Because I will say that although the numbers have not been released yet, but it should be public information, so it should be disclosed eventually. But the house was, let's see, valued by Realtor.com and Zillow to be between $550,000 and $683,000.
Damn.
And the one article I brought up from MSN puts it at could be up to $1 million. So it says the property between $550,000 and $683,000, averaging around $627,000. But with the contents and guardianship rights included, it's plausible that the total transaction approached $1 million.
Damn.
But nothing is verified yet. So I just want to make that clear. So I think basically this is a money grab or just another income. And I feel future exploitation coming. I feel it. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Tim.
Okay. Deep breath. I'm going to parrot what you said because I do agree with that a whole lot. I just feel like it's beginning, like, I don't want to say like this is the beginning of a plateau, but more like it's just the saturation of it all is just kind of getting to the point where, it's okay. Someone bought a house. It's a famous house. Okay. Whatever. I don't know what else to say. Like it was, the one thing that hit me the most that I thought was very on the mark for me was I was browsing, scrolling through Facebook, and I saw someone post something like it's something like Mark's safe from being told 1,222 times that Matt Rife bought the Conjuring House. I'm just like, that's kind of how it feels. It's just, it doesn't feel like there's anything, I don't want to say special, but, going back to the early days, when I was just a ghost hunter, and, it was just like, oh my gosh, we're going to go into this. Like we got access to an old abandoned hospital. It was phenomenal feeling. Like that feeling was, even though that it's a whole different story about being a ghost hunter, but that feeling of excitement, something new, it just doesn't, it's just like, so you got another place, it's made of wood and nails like every other place. The only difference is it has a story. And after this is gone, it's, another house is going to be bought. I mean, how long has it been since Zach was all over about buying the
Demon House?
Yeah, not the Demon House, the movie. I can't get the entity out of my mind. Poltergeist.
Oh,
thank you.
Poltergeist House.
Yeah, it's just right on the heels of that, relatively speaking. So it just feels saturated. It doesn't feel like anything is, is moving forward. I'm far more interested in Like I would have been far more interested in if somebody would have bought that place and then just rigged the whole place with data, research, and publicly let let people on the internet have access to it and watch it real time. Or
Right.
I don't know, like it just feels like, you know what, I'm going to write that shit down. That sounds like a good idea.
Better call dibs on it.
For $10 a month, I'm going to rig with data loggers and just run it live. And
you will have exactly 0.1 views, which would
that'll be my mom, and no, not my wife, my daughter, and me. Yeah, but if it's like a famous place, okay. With that, I'm ADHDing, ADD. I'm doing something where my brain is going somewhere different, so I'm going to pass it on to Dave because I've got something on my mind. If I don't write it down, I'll forget it.
Okay, so to start with, I watch a lot of Matt stuff. I love his comedy. I'd love to go see him. I haven't had the chance yet. I think the guy is hilarious, and I like him a lot as a comedian.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't too surprised. I was surprised, but not totally surprised. It's like, it's probably some side interest he's had. And actually, some of the bits, even the ones that'll pop up on the Facebook reels or the little clips that'll pop up in your feed once in a while, he would in the past talk about ghosts and haunted houses. And so I think if in retrospect, you can kind of look back and go, oh, I guess he probably had an interest in it at whatever point. So yeah, no problems with him. Actually like him a lot, but anyway, interesting. It's not surprising that, the guy's probably got money if you can afford that kind of house. He's a successful comedian. Part of it, I'm assuming, is probably a business aspect to it as well. Trying to make take an interest and then turn it around and make some money off of it. I don't think the point of this, and I think you both brought this up, of, doing serious investigation, doing serious research, generating data. I don't think that has anything to do with this at all. There is, and actually I pulled shockingly, I pulled a research article that was from 2020 called Paranormal Tourism, Market Study of Novel and Interactive Approach to Space Activation and Monetization. James Haran, Sharon Hill, Everett Haynes, and Ursula Bielski. And they took a look at what kind of the things that are driving and sustaining this paranormal tourism push. And it gets to the point of there's certain factors involved in marketing and branding and how you would approach this. But one of the interesting points they made is it isn't even necessarily the promise of an experience. It's that anticipation of an experience, the idea that you could go somewhere and have an experience.
Right.
And then they go through and talk about how East State Penn, actually, until they had the haunted house thing, they said, besides what was it, Al Capone's couple stories of some ghost of a former inmate there visiting him in his cell, they really had very little to no reports of paranormal activity at East State Penn until they had that haunted house attraction or whatever. And then some people said, oh, we had some weird things happen. And then it kind of snowballed from there. So it's not even that a lot of the places are even really haunted. It's more of not actual haunting, but it could just be a story. And then they say it's fed by other people going there and reporting what experience they had, if it's real or not. And then you start looking at this location. I mean, obviously anybody who believes or followed Ed and Lorraine Warren and all the work they did there, they're going to have an interest to it. So to me, it's a twofold. It's almost like there's two parts of this as far as tourism. It's one, to go and see where Ed and Lorraine Warren lived, because they were, like them or not, they were, fairly prominent in the paranormal community. So there's that part of it. But then there's also this possibility of all these supposed haunted objects and things happening. So you're opening it up as the possibility of having an experience. And that's what seems to be driving this. So to me, this is strict paranormal tourism, but I don't, like I said, I don't know Matt, I don't know him at all, honestly. I don't know if he has an interest in the actual real stuff or the science of it or not, which he may. I don't know that. But this to me is simply a play on paranormal tourism from a go to somebody's house that you knew and you've heard a lot about and they've had movies and there's haunted objects there. So people will go there to maybe have an experience. So to me, this is strictly 100 million or a paranormal tourism thing. And last thing I'll end with and turn it back over to Kenny is I was surprised in this 2020 study, they estimate paranormal tourism was worth at least $100 million. And that does not include the shirts and the trinkets and the books and all the other crap they sell along with it. So I don't know. It reminded me to pull that article and give it a quick reread. And I'm like, wow, a lot of the stuff they talk in here has got to be directly relatable to this situation. So that's it.
Well, shit. So everyone watching, my house is haunted and I'm going to charge $300 a night. Guarantee something will happen.
But here's your problem. This article I can relate back to. They said the word of mouth, the electronic word of mouth by social media and all the stuff you post, all the videos you've done showing how you can fake things and that you don't believe that there's hauntings, it's going to probably impact your bottom line a bit.
Ignore that. That's just fun. I'm just messing around
already.
I'm goofing.
For $1 million, Kenny is a converted skeptic to a believer.
That could be a lot of stuff for $1 million.
Oh man.
Anyway, it's interesting. This will be a good discussion,
right.
though.
Well, I would like to say on like I too with Matt, like his comedy it's great. I enjoy it, and I have zero problems with going out and having fun ghost hunting. Like I've always kind of broken it down into, I think the largest group of ghost hunters are just having fun, just going out and enjoying themselves and having that probability of having an experience. And I think that's great. I love that. I we all do that in some aspect with something else. So I've got no problems with it. I have nothing with Matt or the house. It's just getting saturated with this. And I would imagine at some point, it reminds me of, if you're from Appalachia, Dollar Generals are like everywhere. And at some point you're just like, at some point you're just like, oh, look, there's another Dollar General. They made it right beside the old Dollar General. That's right beside the old Dollar General. So it just feels like that to me. It just feels like just another place. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me other than just having to see it and experience this, the blow up of it and the social media and the talk about it. It's just, I feel like it's just saturated. And at some point it's going to level off. It has to. Same thing with the ghost hunting shows. I saw a good question about, are ghost hunting shows, are they done? Are they kind of at the end? And I don't know if they're at the end because they're very popular, but I don't know if they're going to grow exponentially, greatly like they did before.
Yeah, I think it was Chip Coffee that put a long post together about that. That
I think it was. I think someone shared it. Yeah,
yeah, I saw that on Facebook somewhere. But talking about that, it seems like there's only very few that are creating new content. There's only really a couple shows that they're still on the air, and the ratings, it sounds like he talked about the ratings were being down and there's no longer the advertisers because the ratings are down and the revenue isn't there to, fund the shows. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd have to look into it because I think a lot of the content you're seeing you're not seeing it on cable or even streaming. What you're seeing is these people show up on YouTube producing their own ghost hunting shows. So I don't know if you looked at it to see how much of that is shifted over to that and what the viewers are there, but I think there's still something going on there because I'm seeing more and more groups venture into producing their own shows for like YouTube content.
It's
cheaper.
I remember
you could do that on
cheaper, and anybody can do it, and you're still going to have a decent following.
Yeah,
I remember you could find those shows on Prime. Do you remember that? You could find
Prime did it too because it was a little bit stricter with uploading to Prime, but anyone could upload to Prime. I'm gonna jump in here and just say we do have our special guest.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're gonna bring her on. Everyone's gonna be surprised because I didn't advertise this at all.
We're
'Cause I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was too late or not. But we're gonna bring on Stevie. Hey there, girl. Uh-oh, she froze.
Hi, everybody.
Hey there. How are you?
How are you guys?
Pretty
I
good.
have my dog here too. He may interrupt.
It's okay. I got a cat
I'm
that's been on
buffering
my
really
lap
badly.
twice,
I don't know
so
why.
we're all good.
We're all good. You're a little choppy, just to give you a heads up. But we'll see. Hopefully it'll smooth out a little bit.
Sorry, it keeps lagging and then catching up.
Okay. We'll see how it goes. But we're talking, we're in there and we started
I'm
talking
gonna
about
restart the computer and jump.
okay. All right. All right. Yeah, I where was I going? I had a thought and then I lost it. I totally lost it.
Sucks to get old, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is. I think there's I think where you're going with this, like with its tourism stuff, it's and what I see in the comments, it's talking about like Cree Storm brought up the poltergeist house,
Yep.
which was on a recent episode of Ghost Adventures. And I guess what I'm getting at here is that like the poltergeist house was a filming location. Absolutely nothing happened there.
Right.
Most of the filming was exterior. There was a few interior shots of
Whoa,
the
whoa,
kitchen.
but there may have been an Indian death somewhere within 50 miles of there, and there could have been a burial and the dirt brought in the house. I mean, come on, man.
Okay,
They
Zach.
they did use real skeletons, so that's going to bring the wrath.
Which we already discussed is normal. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's
Guys,
just that was such a
biased.
stretch.
Yeah, but
Such
the
a
real
stretch.
skeletons that aren't a big deal are in comedies. This was a horror show.
So you got places like that. You got now what we had the Conjuring house,
Yep.
which I mean I've done deep dives into that, and most of or pretty much all of the stories that made it haunted fell apart.
Yeah.
So all the bases, the foundation for why that place is allegedly haunted was incorrect, invalid, or completely fabricated. Sometimes it was borrowed from another town. With the young lady that was her stabbed. But yeah, I mean, there's I mean, they completely took that from a different town.
Yeah,
And then we have
even if you prove it false, though, I would imagine people are still going to go there, right?
right.
Because they don't like what you found out, or they're not going to accept it. But even if they did accept it, somebody goes there, they misinterpret something very natural, and they say it's a haunting experience.
Yes.
That shit all over online, and people just keep coming and building. That's why, one of the interesting things with that article I was talking about, they say it doesn't even have to have a real true haunting history or real experiences. People just start coming there, and then they have these experiences. They're posting them everywhere on social media or reviews, and more people keep coming. So it's almost like this big snowball effect.
Yeah. And it's never going to end. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's who did I talk to? I think I was on doing a TikTok live, and I think I brought this up where it's basically I know this is going to be a weird analogy, but it's a superhero analogy because in the comics, the good guys usually have rules. They got to play by the rules. So the good guys, yes, I'm going to make us the good guys, where we have to do the research. We have to show our work. We have to cite anything that we present. We have to show you the pictures, and we have to go through the documents and show that, because that's what a good researcher does. On the other side, you can be the villain because you can make up whatever shit you want. You don't have to be truthful. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to show your work to anyone. You can just say you had an experience. You can just say that this place is haunted, that it was definitely a ghost. I know without a doubt that was a ghost. Put it online, everyone's going to show up. And we see that with all these other houses. We see that when we look at the Amityville house and the history of that and how those stories came about. And now we're seeing it. We saw it with the Poltergeist episode. I mean, that episode is a great example because a filming location, no history whatsoever.
Yeah.
One celebrity. Why would it wouldn't? There's no reason for it to be. There's never been any experiences or any reports until douchebag went there and claimed that stuff happened and faked shit, like outright faked stuff. So, he burns me up. I can't wait for my next video.
Yeah, to kind of pile on that with a quote from that paper, as the haunted reputation grows over time, ghost hunting teams visit these locations in what becomes a self-reinforcing process, or maybe more accurately, a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right. Yeah. So, seeing this and then just predicting that this same mentality is going to carry over to this house now. Like, take the Warren's house and then the added museum. Okay, let's separate them. Never been anything with the Warren's house being haunted. I'm going to bring Stevie on. Hold on. Let's see. Hey there.
I fixed it. Sorry about that.
That's
We had
okay.
a storm start.
That's all right. That's all right. So we're just going around. We're talking. Jump in anytime.
Okay.
If you got a thought, if you want to add something. But yeah, the mentality here is that the house never had, as far as I know, never had claims of being haunted or ghosts or demons or anything like that. That's where they lived. It didn't inspire the movies, as I'm hearing in some advertisements and articles. The other places inspired the movies, and it was just where they lived. Now you have this added museum where, again, I'm going to say it's a fucking Goodwill store. That's all it is. With a lot of junk. None of it's been tested, at least up to like standards that we would consider legitimate.
We tested it. We tested it.
Yeah, we can test it.
Yeah.
I'm always up for testing it.
Yeah.
But you're going to have that. That's the thrill. People are, and I agree, Dave. Like it's almost like it's a movie location.
Yeah.
Like I would go there to visit because even though I despise everything that the Warrens did, it's still part of our culture and our history. And I would go there and visit. And I want to see the museum because I want to see the stuff inside. I want to see this rag doll that can't break out of a thin piece of glass. I want to see it and like knock.
Exactly.
Yeah, I want to get kicked out and be like knock, knock, knock.
He wants to go 2 for 2 and getting kicked out of museums.
Yeah. So I mean, I see, and I think this is swinging back to either one. I forget which one of you said it, but the idea that it's a location people would like to go to if it was affordable, and I don't think it's going to be affordable.
No,
I think it's going to be a ridiculous price. I mean, the Conjuring house was what, like $1,200,
yeah, like
$1,500?
$1,200 base price for groups, and then there was fees for being like a content creator, or if you had extra people, or if you wanted to film, like all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. So there, I mean, it was a la carte. Everything you wanted to do. Yeah, it was.
And you had to get permission to put up your content that you created there.
So I'm wondering, how is this going to affect this place? Like, is it going to be the same prices, or because they paid so much money for it and because it's so much more famous, that higher ticket price? And it's sad because I think it becomes the tourist trap.
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to have to figure out what value, and this is talking business terms, what value he thinks he can extract out of who owned it before in that museum. And then he's got to come up with a reasonable price compared to other locations. I don't know how much of a business guy he is, but typically you look at other places and kind of see what they're charging and what they're offering, and then factoring the Warrens factor, which you're going to have to factor in. That's going to drive some pricing. And then the museum thing is going to drive some pricing. But it's got to get, it still has to be a point where people feel like they're getting some value out of it. Otherwise, it might initially last for a while, but there's no way it's going to sustain. I mean, if you're talking $300, $400, $500 for somebody to visit for a couple hours, there's no way that's going to sustain.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's definitely a business strategy approach here that they need to take a look at. But will they? They might just do price gouging for a while and then drop the prices after the initial flurry of activity. But how many freaking people are there that are probably going to want to go and at least see the Warrens' house? There's going to be a ton of them.
Did you guys hear the interview with the selectman of the county?
No.
No.
So there's a podcaster, I can't remember her name. She interviewed Elton and the selectman of the county, and the selectman was talking about how he thinks it's going to be good. It's going to be tourist revenue, and he was mentioning how he has experience rubbing elbows with celebrities. So Matt Rife is no big deal to him. I thought that was really interesting.
I mean,
Interesting he makes a comment like that because
like
I
sure
was
Matt
thinking
makes
that-
more
that-
money than this guy will ever see in his lifetime, but that's an interesting comment.
That
He's
feels like a little backhand compliment
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It
I
was
feel like
interesting.
compliment, backhand slap, bring us
Yeah.
your money for tourism. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the deal's done, you know, he's stuck.
Yeah.
It's like, what's he gonna do? Like resell it?
Yeah. And they've
Possibly.
already expressed several times and again recently the want to buy the Conjuring house. And then they had during their live, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I watched I watched 3 hours of the 4. And Tony was on there, Tony Spear was on there saying how they were gonna, sorry, I had a brain fart.
It's all right. You
There's
probably
just so much
invoked
in
his
my
name.
brain about this, but like Tony was saying things like they're gonna have they're gonna set up the museum somewhere else, and Elton was saying that too. Did you guys see that where they're gonna try and buy a separate building for it?
Oh, so it's gonna be 2 ticket
Two
prices.
tickets.
Yeah, because as you
Aw.
guys know, the townspeople are the reason it was shut down in the first place.
Right. The zoning.
So
right.
yeah, and so the goal is to do the overnights 6 nights a week with up to 8 people, and they'll have the pricing and everything set up. They're trying to start doing this by November 1st is their goal, and then they'll do that 6 days a week, and then they're in the process of searching for another building that's commercial that is close by that they can put all the artifacts in and
Right.
and then open it like he even says, like Elton says verbatim, like Baggins' place. Like he wants to have it like his museum.
Wow. Oh, you know what?
November 1st. That's
The
well,
only-
I would have gone October 31st, but that's just me.
Yeah, he said something about, I know it's after spooky season, but that's
But it's
just
All
the
Souls
goal.
Day, so it's still a good opening
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, exactly. Selling.
I'm predicting a rivalry now between Baggins and Rife.
Yeah.
'Cause
I'm
they're
on
both
Team
pretty
Rife,
boys.
man. Team Rife all the way.
Team Rife.
Well,
Because the guy makes me laugh in a good way, not like
Yeah.
what the hell's wrong with that guy?
Matt and
Yeah.
Zach are friends.
No.
Yeah.
Damn,
buddies.
Oh, that's
strike
bad.
2.
Yeah.
That's bad.
They did I can't remember what location it was, but Zach had Matt on and they investigated together.
Oh, that means Zach's going to be there. Well, I don't know, because Zach's like not leaving Nevada anymore. That's what I heard. Like,
Okay.
he won't. He'll go around Nevada and maybe California, but he's not traveling far anymore. That's why is now the private home series
Yeah.
that he does. He's sending his minions to go do it, and he
Interesting.
says I watched a couple minutes of it. I'm like, this guy's at home, like he's doing it via Zoom.
Why is he
Wow.
not wanting to travel anymore?
I think I don't know the actual reason. I hear rumors, and it's just more like because he won't fly anywhere. I
Yeah.
think he's
He doesn't
afraid
like
to fly.
Yeah.
And I think now he's getting like paranoid about going anywhere.
Recent events maybe adding to that.
Maybe, yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah. Well, hopefully he won't be there. Well, maybe if he does show up, maybe I'll try to get in then. But I'm wondering. I hear I'm sorry, Tim. Go ahead.
No, with the small little law, I wanted to say that I love the decor behind you on your wall. It is
Oh,
absolutely,
thank you.
yeah. I zone out and I'm not sure what's going on because I'm like, bones? What kind of bones?
That's my former Great Dane Anubis.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Thank you.
And
I knew
don't
I
worry,
had to do something crazy, so I did.
don't worry about the puppy. It's great. Like I said, my cat's been on my lap twice now, and
I
they're
love it.
used to it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
We're-
his sister's in the way, so he's getting very pushy about being in my face.
yeah. We're very animal friendly, so
I love
what are
it.
we gonna do?
So, Stevie, do you know the other guy,
Elton?
Elton? Like, do you know of him? I don't. I have no clue who he is.
So the only thing I know about Elton, which is not saying a lot for this guy, is that Seg covered his channel. And you guys know Seg, the side-eye guy?
Yeah.
So he did, so his channel is called Overnight. His investigation thing is Overnight.
Okay.
And
All
Seg
right.
covered it a while back. He sent me the video. I'd seen it, but I didn't remember it. So I rewatched it. And he doesn't really catch a lot of debunks with them. And he does say that Elton, like, he doesn't have a lot of negative things to say about Elton and his investigation. But I found a video that I put in the end of my reaction video of Elton saying something really, like, so it upset me because when he does this live to announce they've bought the house, he keeps repeating how they're going to be respectful, they're going to do it right, they have taken all of the necessary precautions and all the things. Like, he's trying to reinforce that they're doing this the most respectful way they can. However, in 2022, Elton posted a video where he was sitting on stage with his former friend and they had a big falling out, this guy named Corey, but I don't know much about the falling out. I just know they're not friends anymore. But he's on the stage talking about how he has this goal. And the goal is to buy a house that's not reported to be haunted, but perform 13 exorcisms in the house and then see if he can create a, quote, Dybbuk house. So that's how I feel about Elton.
I'm sorry. I think I had an aneurysm.
Oh,
Yeah, that really.
how many things are
stressed me
wrong
out.
with all of that? One,
Yeah.
even if you believe exorcisms work, the
Mhm.
point of an exorcism is to drive out what's causing the frickin' problem.
Yeah. And
So what
the
are they
whole,
gonna-
like,
What, I guess I must be totally missing the point. I better
No,
drink some
same.
more.
I think it was meant to be a joke. They're on a stage. He
hope so.
did do stand-up comedy. That's how he knows Matt.
Okay.
So I think it was meant to be kind of a joke, but the fact that he put that clip alone by itself with no context of any kind up was the stressful part. And then to say so adamantly that they're going to be respectful and do this the right way. Oh, and someone sent me a clip of the live. They've been overnight investigating live on on YouTube, and apparently they're adding a bunch of Ouija boards. So I thought that was funny.
Well, you've already beat him to that, so your place must be
Yeah.
completely haunted.
Yeah.
What
That's
the-
funny. Dave's got a Ouija board behind him. You
love
got
it.
up on the wall.
I'm obsessed
I-
with them. I think they're so neat.
What do I have? I know I have them around here, but
I
they're
have a
mostly-
TARDIS
I love it.
in a plastic
I
cup
got-
that looks like a TARDIS.
I got my 20-sided die
I love it. I love it so much.
and my ghost.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of little ghosties over here. I got some ghost rocks.
That's awesome. So yeah, I think what we're all kind of saying is that this is going to be more of a tourist thing. It's not
Mhm.
going to be anything serious because
Serious, for sure.
I think you're going to have a lot of YouTubers in there.
Mhm.
I think it's only a matter of time before like Sam and Colby get in there, and then all these other famous YouTube channels that deal with the
And-
paranormal.
Yep.
And
And the YouTube mediums are going to be talking to Ed and Lorraine.
yep, everyone's going to be talking to them.
I can think of one jackass that'll be talking.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be bad.
You wonder if he's going to be allowed in.
Oh, I
Huff-
wonder.
Huff-
Oh,
Think so?
Huff Paranormal.
according to Tony, there's a whole list of people he's not going to let in.
I want to get that list.
I know.
I want to see if I'm on it.
I know. I'm like at
Oh,
least
you're
two of the
totally
top.
on it.
Yeah.
After this show, all four of us are on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He wants to punch us all in the face too.
well,
Well, good luck.
He wants to what?
Punch us all in the face. I clipped
That's
that
what I
from one of
thought.
his lives. Yeah.
yeah, he's not a very nice person.
No, we're all going to
Oh.
hell too.
Yeah, he's a very. It's exactly what I said in the beginning. When you mess with someone's con, they get very violent,
Yes, very
and
angry.
that's what I
Yes.
see. That's what I see with him. It's continuing this con
Mm-hmm.
where, like, I don't like Ed and Lorraine Warren. What their work was, I don't think they did any good. I think they did a lot of harm.
I agree.
And I think this guy is taking up the mantle and just saying, yeah, I'm in it for the money, I'm in it for the profit, and doesn't care about any kind of legitimate investigation or testing or anything like that.
Well,
And
he proved that with trying to get stories out there that he doesn't research. Like I've debunked 2 stories he stole and like tried to make his own.
yeah, so I don't see anything coming from this except for a tourist trap. And I'm just, I guess in the end, I'm curious about how much it's going to cost
Mm-hmm.
and what kind of new stories are going to come out of there.
Yeah, and
You
will
know?
real investigators be allowed to investigate like Annabelle?
I'm going to make my prediction. No.
No. Exactly.
Well, you got to first define real, and whose definition of that are we going to use?
Yeah, true. Very
Yeah.
true.
As long as it supports any type of claim, then that's a real. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, for sure.
I got
Yeah,
my
they offered
Isabel.
me a free visit to the museum back when I first started, and I had Eric and Frank, who were former friends of them, on, and then they had Dan call me and offer me free tickets to Paracon and access to the museum,
Ooh.
but they wanted me to push that Annabelle was real.
Oh.
That's no, not going to happen. No, I'm more than willing, and I've said it before. I have my Isabel doll here. That is the Annabelle knockoff because it's got the blonde hair instead. I got my little cards there, but I will put this up against Annabelle any day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And if they want to test it side by side, I'll be happy to.
Oh, I thought you meant like a fight. Okay.
Yeah, just put them in front of each other in the dark in the house with the camera and see if they come out of their little cages and
Get 'em.
battle it out at night.
I love it. I love it so much.
First
You
one
guys-
that can break through.
Yeah. Did you guys hear about the man who posted the Facebook status saying that he spoke with Lorraine before she passed? And she told him, because he asked her, why do you let people get around this doll if it's so dangerous? And she apparently told him, we don't use the real Annabelle for these things. We have a decoy.
Yes, I saw. So I saw your latest video, the part 3, 3 of Annabelle. The newspaper I've seen that newspaper with all the pictures of the different Annabelle dolls, like all over the place.
Yeah.
And because Autumn Sword is a friend of mine, writes for the magazine and stuff. So he shared it with me, or she shared it with me, and looking at it, I was like, all right, there's definitely different size ones. There's different ones.
Yeah.
But there's also a photo that with a caption that claims, here's a little girl posing with the Annabelle doll.
Yep.
Not a decoy, not a
Yep.
just a regular Raggedy Ann doll. It literally says the Annabelle doll. And I'm like,
Yep.
So we were
But they
allowed to
lied
touch it?
if that was even a thing. Like if it was a decoy for the
Right.
safety, quote unquote, then that they're lying to push it to make money off of it.
Right. Yeah. And it's just, it's funny because when we look back and I loved part of your video because it came out today. Did it come out today? Yeah. Because I saw it and I was like, oh, let me watch this before I go over. But I watched it and I loved how you take the stories from the original newspaper clipping all the way up through everybody, like different versions of it, and showing the different versions and how it changed over time. And I don't think anyone from the 70s, when all of these houses started becoming popular, the Amityville house, the Smurl haunting, which is coming up, the Conjuring house itself, the Burville,
Snedeker one.
the Snedeker house, all these places didn't realize how easily researching would be in the future.
Yeah.
And now, if you sit down for a few hours or a few days, you can collect all of these old archived newspapers clippings with the different versions, interviews with them over time, and compare it and say, you changed your story. You changed
Yep.
details. You
Yep.
changed a lot during this story. I did that with I didn't do it. I read it for the Mothman. Just as an example, after the last Mothman festival that we went to, and I picked up a couple books, the one book does that. It collected all the interviews with the main witness.
I love
And
that.
as you read them, it changes. The Mothman description changes over the years.
Wow.
And it's like, this is great. But you wouldn't see that
Mm-hmm.
over the time. You wouldn't think about it because you'd hear about it in the 70s, and then you wouldn't hear about it again until the 80s. And
Right.
then maybe the 90s, a documentary came out that was a really shitty one for TV. And then you get films in the 2000s. So you had that gap and you don't remember what you heard. You hear
Yeah.
a little bit about it, but not everything.
Yeah. And then when you have all these sources now, all these different YouTube channels, all these different podcasts covering the story, they are all different. Everyone you listen to has different names for characters, different, starting for Annabelle Spear, like it's a Ouija board, or it's the medium, or, you know, the car accident, or the field. Like everybody tells it differently. And it makes it so hard to figure out what is the truth, quote unquote.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, just to back on that, like the maps that I shared with you guys that I ran across, I mean, those are amazing maps. I mean, not thinking forward, but they're late 1800s, early 1900s of different cities across America, and they're very detailed city maps of for fire insurance.
Fire insurance, yeah.
Fire insurance, yeah. And it's really interesting because you can go back to these extremely detailed maps and see the layout of cities and where everything is. I'm sure that these people weren't going, dude, in 120 years, man, we're going to be famous.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had no clue. They probably imagined that the maps wouldn't last probably 15 years and be destroyed or put up in a box and forgot about.
Yeah. I've used the Sanborn fire maps.
Yes, Sanborn.
Quite
Yeah.
a few of the investigations I've done from different houses, the Monroe house, the Belair house, and all these, just tracking where, especially when you want to know if streets change names. So there was an episode of a really horrible series called Ghost Loop. And the first episode, I did that. I used those fire maps to track where they were. Because they, the whole thing about keeping the homeowner anonymous failed miserably because they put a map up on the screen of where her house was with a street name. So I was able to find it right away. And then using the maps and the newspaper articles, realized that they were at the wrong house. So the house they thought like there was an execution at was a completely different house. They were at the wrong place for the whole episode.
Wow.
But it was because of those maps. And if you didn't have those, you wouldn't be able to track where it was. So yeah, like, over time, it's just, I mean, I love research. And that we can find shit from all over the world right here without moving too far. I mean, I do love going to historical societies and libraries and stuff, and definitely supporting them. But to be able to find all these archives from this room, is amazing. It's really amazing. So, moving on, just kind of sidestepping this now, and just saying, like, overall with paranormal tourism, like we've been talking about it, I think we've mixed it all in as we've been talking, but. I kind of agree. I think, Dave, you said it, like something about or maybe Tim, I don't know, TV shows kind of flatlining and getting boring. And I also, I agree with that. I think they're boring because people are going to the same places, but also
doing the same thing.
Same thing. There's nothing different. There's nothing unique. There's nothing to say like, well, you know, what's the difference between this one and, you know, episode 20 and I'm on episode 50. You know, there's nothing different. So
nothing.
But I think with a lot of these places, it is also about the movie location kind of hype. If I see it on TV, I want to go because it looks cool. But that's about it. like once you're there, it's all right. What do we do?
Yeah.
And I think we tend to goof off a lot. I found that when I've done investigations, like real investigations with the people, like when I teamed up with everyone at the Bel Air house and the Monroe house, 90% of the time we were goofing off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it really only took like 2-3 hours to actually go through all the claims. And then I'm here all night. Like, what do I do now? I
Yeah.
don't know. Let's drink.
Entertain, recreate, entertain,
Yeah.
educate.
A couple puffs, a little gummy here and there.
Little gummy never hurt nothing.
Yeah, there you go.
Eat enough
Oh,
of
my-
them, something will be haunted for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So what are we at? We're doing pretty good. We're almost at an hour. Any other points you guys want to bring up about this?
I'll just say, like, if people want to go and have a really good time, I don't
Care.
begrudge that. Yeah. I think, you know, when you were saying about just people want to go because it's the place and they want to see the place, and that's, I feel like it's akin to, you know, I want to go see famous places because I want to see the architecture. Like, I want to feel the stone. I want to see what it looks like in person, you know, how it was built. And, you know, that's me. And someone that's an architecture, there's probably an architecture podcast going, Jesus, there's another stone archway. Gee, oh, you know, but I'm like, dude, I want to see that stone archway. I feel like people are just like, people have different interests, and that's really fine. I worry, and I'm not saying it in this case, but, you know, where it just begins to bother me is, you know, the lies behind the story and making something out of nothing for profit. And, but even if it's not, I mean, it's still, you know, like you said, it's still the Ed and Lorraine house, and people, I know that they made a major impact, like you said, whether you like them or not. You can't overlook their impact on what they did.
Right.
And the and the museum. I mean, the museum, it's, you know, you never know. Like Dave said, sometimes some people just want to go for the possibility or the probability. Thank you very much. That's a statistic issue there, in case you missed it, Dave.
I got that, Tim. Thanks.
Thank you. You know, but you never know. I mean, so think about going and looking at one haunted object. You know, you're going to pay $300 to look at one haunted. That may or may not be, but you might pay $300 to go look at 1,200. And you're just like, you know what? They got 1,200. Maybe a couple of them might be actually real, and I'll be able to be there with it. So I don't know. I don't begrudge that.
I guess it depends. I agree with everything you said. Like if you're going because you just want to see the place, I'm on board. I'm the same way. I guess my one caveat to that is that with the haunted objects, the allegedly haunted objects, are they just there for show, or are you going to be able to test them?
Oh,
you know, like
I'm going to bet you will not be able to test them.
What's the point of going into this museum with like 750 plus objects that are allegedly haunted if you can't test them?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, like what are the claims? Are all of them going to be marked? I've never been there. I've never been to their traveling museum because I can't afford it.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
way too much. But is everything marked? Does it tell me what the claims are?
Mhm.
You know, and if there are claims there, I would expect to be able to do something to test.
Yeah.
It,
So there was one item in their museum that I know for a fact had a plaque underneath it with a story that explained why it was haunted and what it did. It was the fire doll, and it said it was this porcelain doll, and it's in a box like Annabelle, and it's got its hands covered in bubble wrap. And the plaque used to say, it used to be this big plaque, or actually when it very first started, when they first started doing, taking stuff on tour to like Paracon and stuff, they had it, and it had a little tiny plaque that said it came from a couple from California whose house burned down, and this was the only item left, and it was completely untouched. They thought it was haunted, gave it to Ed and Lorraine. Then a few years later, they have it again in a con, and they have it propped up in a box, and a new plaque underneath it that says it's a doll from West Virginia, and it caused a fire in 1969, and an entire family was killed. And it's got the author of the article, of the news article, on it, and it's this whole long story. And they had a video up. Nesper had a video up on their podcast on YouTube, showing a team investigating, and Dan tells them to check out the fire doll. So they go over to the fire doll, and one of their spirit box devices says the word Elizabeth. And so Dan's like, that's one of the victims in the fire. If you go over to the fire doll and you read what the plaque says, one of the daughters that died in the fire was named Elizabeth. Well, there's a couple of pictures on the internet and on people's TikToks where I could screen grab and see enough of that article and the author to locate it and read it, because they didn't read the whole thing in the video. And it really frustrated me, because I was like, why are they not, like, he read a little bit of it and they kept saying, oh, the name Elizabeth is in the article, you'll see. So the guy reads a little bit of it and then stops, and then they discuss, but they don't finish it. So I found the article, found the author, spoke to the author. The family that passed away, unfortunately, the fire was set by one of the daughters because she wanted to date her cousin and the dad forbade it. So that's how the fire was started. I have proof of that. And then on top of that, the doll that they're claiming had this haunting wasn't made. It's a Susan Cray porcelain doll, and it wasn't even created until 1998. And so the plaque isn't there anymore. They removed it. I saw that in the live.
Whoops.
Oops.
Oopsie.
That's beautiful.
That was my favorite one, because it was so blatant. And when you're, and the Elizabeth thing, when you read the article as a whole, it gets to the end and it talks about how they found, or where the family is buried, and they're buried in a town called Elizabeth.
There's Elizabeth. Okay. That's awesome. I love that kind of shit, because it's just, again, it goes back to, they don't think you're going to find it.
Exactly.
And for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
they are, how am I going to say this nicely? Some people are just overconfident and just too dumb to realize that they do put clues out there. And when they try to hide it, they don't. And someone that really wants to figure it out, we will find those clues. We will seek it out. We will find it and get the whole information. And the fact that you found the original article, which is, I love it. Props to you.
Thank you.
Because now you have all the information, and you can show without a doubt, like, no, this was a fabricated story, and they purposely did not give you that information. They purposely withheld that information.
Yep.
And
During
to me,
their
that's
so-called investigation.
Yeah, that's deception. That's outright deception. Just because you don't offer information doesn't mean it's not wrong because you don't give it. You should give it all.
Yep.
But yeah,
That's a lap horse.
Yeah, it doesn't have to ever leave any room.
It reminds me of the book. We went to that haunted museum and did the book that was supposed to have blood on it. You looked up the name on the inside of the book was so unique. I can't remember the name.
The Archive of the Afterlife that we went to.
You looked it up on Facebook.
Yeah.
It was such a unique name. It wasn't
so
like
we went to a museum. We talked to the owner. He was really cool. It was supposed to be all this
super
haunted items and like just a collection of haunted items. And we went there, and one of the main items was this Dr. Seuss book, and it had these red stains on it that he claimed, by the person that gave it to him, claimed that it was blood, and that it was tested by a firefighter, and it was confirmed to be blood. So there was this whole story about a family of four, I think the husband and wife and kids were murdered by a neighbor. So we looked into it, and like he said, I opened it up. The first thing I did was open it up and look, and it said this book belongs to, and it had a name. And I was like, this name doesn't match your story. So we started looking into it, and literally before the night was over, we had located the owner of the book.
Wow.
It was amazing. Like, reached out to him, found him on Facebook, sent him a message, asked him, I sent a picture of it, and said, any chance this was yours when you were little? If so, please give me a call. And he called us and he's like,
Yeah.
how the hell did you
Yeah.
get that? And how did you find me?
So it's like his mom gave it to him. That was his mom's handwriting.
Yeah. And he used to read it to him every night. And it was his book. He was next door to where this event happened. So
Wow.
it didn't actually come out of that tragic event. It was his, and his father sold it at a yard sale. And
Wow.
the blood, we found out after pushing, was not actually tested. It was just a firefighter looked at it and said, yeah, it looks like blood. He never tested it. But then we found out that it was like spaghetti sauce.
Oh my
Something
goodness.
like that.
SpaghettiOs or something like that. Yeah.
Chocolate ice cream, something.
But it was just amazing that we could do that
Yeah.
just from, and we weren't even home. We were just on our phones looking this up and comparing notes and stuff.
Yeah, we tested it with hydrogen. No.
Peroxide. Yeah.
Yeah, we
just
did.
to see. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He let us
See if it would
scrape a
bubble up.
little bit off, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And then we
thing
were looking
can-
at
I was gonna say-
under a microscope to
Mhm.
see, we found fibers in it. And it wasn't consistent with blood because it was also still the red orange. It wasn't that brown rust color that blood
Yeah.
would turn. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Stevie, go ahead.
No, you're totally fine. I was going to say that thing where you just said we compared notes. I was having a conversation with someone earlier today about how that's what researchers do. You like, so when you look something up, you don't take the first thing that pops up as fact. Like you have to pull up a bunch of stuff, a bunch of sources, and you compare them and you like see what goes with what matches, what doesn't.
Mhm.
And the person I was talking to never thought to do that. I was like, why though? Why would you check your, it's like math. You'd want to check your answer and make sure, you know, all this problem solving was right.
Right. I mean, we
I-
do
I
that
was
all the
baffled.
time.
Yeah, I
We're
was really
always
baffled.
talking. Yeah. If something comes up, we usually put it in our chat and it's like the rest of us look at it and, oh yeah, this or that, or
Yeah.
I've sent these guys pieces of articles just to see, like, what do you guys think? Is this right? Am I on the right track? And even when we do our, when we're looking into it, one of us will send a video. It's like, wait a minute, let's look at this deeper. And then it's constant flurry of texting. Like, do you see this? Do you see that? Did you notice that? Yeah, you gotta compare notes.
Yeah, this
And-
was a fan of mine, and she keeps sending me links of things she finds, and because she's trying to help me, which I appreciate. But she'll send me a link, and she'll be like, "Oh my God, did you know this?" And she takes it as fact, and it's another embellished story. And I'm like, actually, that's not how that went down. If you look here, it explains it, and I'll send her the link, and she'll be like, "Oh my God, I didn't know." So yeah.
Gotta follow through. And we've talked about that on the show before. Like, I don't mind helping people. And we all don't mind helping
Right.
people, but
Mhm.
you have to understand that I'm not going to do the job for you.
Right.
You know, you need to take, not to be mean, but you need to take the hint and verify your own work. If you
Yep.
see something and question it, start looking it up. Check the
Mhm.
sources. Check to see if they reference anything, and before you reach out to me. And I mean, if you get stuck, yes, reach out. Maybe I can give you some pointers, but go through the motions first, and because that's how you become a better investigator and researcher. Because now you start doing these things, muscle memory almost.
Yeah,
like you start
exactly.
doing them without thinking. And I mean, if something comes up, I'm already on different sites and checking here and looking at references
Same.
before I even realize, like, oh shit, I'm like 2 hours deep. Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's good. That's good. All right. We are usually an hour show, so we are over an hour. I'm going to start wrapping this up. So briefly, we all give kind of closing thoughts on what we've been talking about. So ladies first. So Stevie, I will let you go unless you want somebody else to go so you can see how we do it.
I do. I would like someone else to go just so I can see.
Okay. Tim.
go. I look forward just to see how it goes. How this is going to flow is far more interesting to me than what's found in it or how much. Not even how much it costs. This just seems like another rung on the ladder. And like I said, to me, and I don't begrudge it. Again, like I hope I'm not coming off that way. It's just, it comes off the heels, relatively speaking, of Zach buying that house in
Gary.
I keep
Gary,
wanting to call it
Indiana.
the entity house.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The demon house.
Yep. That he tore down after he
Well, the
investigation.
movie,
Good move.
the
After the movie, that's right. After the movie.
Poltergeist, yeah, where he bought, the
Oh, right.
Poltergeist. You know, it's
Yeah.
that was kind of like the it's like the next step, and now you see someone else doing it. Who else is going to do it? It's just
Yep.
the cultural flow is more interesting to me than anything about what may or may not be found in there. And again, the saturation, I think, is just getting too much. The same thing over and over and over and again in every show is just, it's getting old. It's getting too played. It's getting overplayed. The way that Kenny worded it honestly reminded me as my start as a ghost hunter, like full-fledged. At some point I was like, you know what, guys, like we keep doing the same thing. We keep getting the almost perfect evidence, but we always get blurry pictures and voices we can't understand, but we think we know what they're saying, like all the time. And so at some point you're just like, we got to try something different. Like we got to do something more with validity in it and testing. And I feel like, I don't know, I would love if a show would actually come out like that. I don't think it would be watchable for what people want, but I would love for someone to buy like a place that has a big haunted history to it and just stay in that place and just stay for a year and just let people come up with their own ideas on how to test things and do audience participation and viewer participation and test things in that place, test claims. I would watch that. Have Neil deGrasse Tyson come in. That would be so cool. And Bill Nye, the science guy. I would be like, dude, like I would be like, I'm busy. I can't come to work because the next episode is dropping and I am watching it live. So I would love to see that. I would hope that at some point it would arc to there, but I don't think it will.
All right.
That's my thoughts.
We're going to go around. Stevie, you're going to go last. You're going to close us out. For Dave.
It's a tourist thing. It's a money-making tourist thing. Any hope of thinking that they're going to do real investigation, real research, I don't think it's going to happen. I think that'll depend on the groups that get in there and what they do. And who knows what they're going to allow and not allow. I don't know. We'll have to see how it's marketed, really. We'll have to wait and see what the cost is or what the pricing will look like. So to me, it's simply paranormal tourism. I don't think they're really going to do anything serious with it, which is fine. Paranormal tourism it's a big industry. If you combine that into what they call like dark tourism or the dark tourist industry, niche industry. I mean, that's in the billions globally now. I mean, it's big business. Yeah, I think the U.S. dark tourism was, just shy of almost $8 billion and it's expected to grow 3 or 4% every year. So there's a lot of money, and that's not just ghosts and haunts. That's, places where bad things happened, old prisons. A lot of these are co-branded and co-marketed as ghost hunts and paranormal experiences, but it's big money. And, if you got money to toss around, you got an interest in it, why not buy a place that's well known and see what you can do with it? I think for me, my take on it is, I don't know yet. It depends on what they do with it. If it's simply come and see Ed and Lorraine Warren's place, go see their haunted objects, make what you want out of it, that's one thing. But if you're going to start saying that their house is haunted, and I think it's going to happen because people are going to stay there. They're going to have an experience, no matter if it's a real paranormal experience or not. It's going to get out there in social media. It's going to get shared across the board. And then more people are going to show up. They're going to be primed. They're going to have more experiences, be it paranormal or not. So it's a sequence of events that you're not going to stop. But we'll see. I'm interested to see how much it's going to cost because, if it's reasonable and I'm in the area, I'll admit I will stop by and check it out just so I can take a picture and, it'll probably be a picture against Kenny's picture that says he's been banned from here. So that'll be fun. Anyway,
think
yeah, I'll visit it because I like to say I've gone to those places as long as it's not ridiculously overpriced, because there's got to be a certain amount of value in it for me. It's got to be just enough money to spend to say that's cool to say I've been there, and that's it.
Right.
But would I take a group and do like a full research project there? No, because there's no reason to do that.
Agreed.
I think you got a picture with Steve the doll for us, didn't you? Didn't you go? Was it Steve the doll? There was a doll a couple years ago. You were at a training, or you went to a
Ooh.
Yeah,
day.
I thought I was down in, was it Key West? I think it
Oh,
was.
what's that doll?
Robert?
Robert.
Yeah, I was down. We were
What did I
down
say?
in Key
Steve
West.
the doll? What's that?
Steve.
Yeah.
Sounds like another.
Get your own
haunted
doll,
that we
bitch.
need.
There's so many dolls.
I'll pick
Steve
a
the
name.
doll.
No,
I
that
wanna
was,
say-
that was down in Key West. I think we were down there and took a picture.
But just out of interest with the dark tourism, I
Shocking, nothing
Googled it, and the global market as of 2023 was $29.6 billion.
Ooh, globally.
It's
Damn.
estimated to reach 40.2 billion by 2033, with a annual growth rate of 3.1%.
You can visit Isabel for only $149.95.
Listen, those are big numbers.
Those are
Anybody who's
massive
business
numbers.
and interested, you can make money off of it. No doubt.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The Holocaust tourism is their largest segment of the money, representing almost 30% of the market.
Wow.
Not shocking. That's the ultimate depressing
Yeah.
dark tourism.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, I have one school of thought of it's their property. They can do what they want. None of us have any say in what they do. If they want to run it for entertainment, if they want to charge $1,000 a person, that's up to them. I don't agree with it, but that's their call. But with that said, my biggest concern, especially with what I do, is the amount of misinformation that's going to come out of that place. It's not. We're looking at a now tourist attraction run by two comedians, not investigators, not scientists, nowhere near the seriousness that we need for any kind of good research. It's two comedians that are running it, and it's going to be entertainment and profit driven, not research driven. So I'm worried about all the misinformation, about all the new claims that are going to come out of it, and how all these different haunted objects are going to do this or that or cause bad luck. If somebody gets, holy shit, if they get into an accident when they leave there, they're going to blame the house.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to blame all the haunted objects. They're going to blame Annabelle because that's what everybody does. If they get home and a month later something bad happens, they're going to post on social media saying, I stayed there a month ago. It must be why it happened. I can see this happening because we see it happening with other places. Just with the tour that happened and that whole tragic thing that happened to that gentleman that, that everyone started piling on the blame onto this ragdoll.
Even the news.
Yes. Even the news was horrible. And one of my biggest complaints about that was that this guy that was, I believe, a father of four and a veteran, he got 2 or 3 lines of an article where the rest of the article, which was multiple paragraphs, was about the fucking doll.
Yep.
And it just totally overshadowed this person that died.
And that always happens.
Yeah.
It always happens if there's something haunted involved in a death.
Right. So that's what I'm worried about. And the constant flow of just inexperienced, overacting, like mesh between William Shatner and Jim Carrey kind of style bullshit that's going to come out of there. And it's just going to grow this reputation until all the people that are really, and this is another fear or not concern, is that it's going to be so overpriced that you're only going to have a small clientele. And once they go through it, it's going to die out, and they're going to either have to drop the price or maybe sell it later. I don't know. But to wrap it up, I hope I'm not on the list, and or I hope that the two owners, the comedians, don't get too pissed at what we've done tonight and don't follow the list, and that I can visit if I have the opportunity, because if I can afford it, and I'm in Dave's camp with that, you know, if the price is right, I will go and visit and ask questions and ask to test some of their most haunted objects. You know, if they let me, I'm totally willing to do that. So I'll shut up and I will let Stevie wrap up our show tonight.
I'm really glad you let me go last, because all of your thoughts kind of helped me form mine. And one of my biggest things when I first saw the announcement, and then they did 4 hours of going through the house, interviewing different NESPR members and telling stories. And at one point, Elton talks about how they found all this archived footage. And also on top of that, they have located anyone and everyone that ever worked with the Warrens and took footage. So they're supposedly going to reach out to these people and get all this footage. My concern about that is the Warrens have already stated themselves that their footage was damaged in a flood. So we're already off to a great start here.
Oops.
Yeah, so that's my final thoughts.
She left us on a cliffhanger kind of thing, like bam. Like, yeah, if all the footage was destroyed, like what are they finding?
Exactly.
You know?
And also, if they're locating it through other people that helped or have some sort of access to footage, what about the families that didn't want their stuff out there?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. I hope on that note that if there is footage from different houses, that they at least have the courtesy and professionalism to reach out to those families and first get permission before they release anything.
I hope so too.
Because they don't know, unless there's contracts, you don't know what was said, what oral agreement there was, if any. And that's scary. Now, I didn't think of that. And I didn't know about all the footage that they claim to find. Like that's a big concern. I'm going to add that to my ending thoughts now. So, but shit, yeah. I am curious now to see if any of the footage includes the Harrisville farmhouse.
Oh, yep.
The alleged.
And according to Ed, there's footage of Annabelle.
I've seen that too. It's pretty cool. It's AI. She busts out. She actually does what we all want her to do.
Yeah.
Finally. So, man. Oh, wait, we have a question before we go. Let's see. You do know that Elton and Matt plan on building or buying a large. Yeah. Stevie covered that. Yeah. In the beginning. Yeah. So, that should be interesting. We'll see. I wonder if because the zoning issue, if they're still going to be able to charge people to investigate the home.
They're running it as an Airbnb, they said.
Oh, that's a good workaround. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, with that, everyone, nothing to say about that. All right, you got it. That's a good loophole. Good one. With that, everyone, thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. When we play the outro, Stevie, just hang out. As soon as the outro is on and we're not live, we'll bring you back on and we'll chat for a couple minutes. But everyone else, thank you for hanging out on this different week and different night that we do this once a month. And anything coming up, guys? Dave, anything coming up?
Gettysburg on the 23rd at the 1863 Gettysburg and the Paranormal Research Symposium. Okay. I'll be giving a talk there.
Awesome.
On data logging and how to collect quality data.
Ooh.
Will it be filmed? Because that sounds really interesting.
I had to actually sign a consent form for filming, and they do proceedings. So there'll be a paper that'll be associated with the talk that'll come out later.
Awesome.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Tim.
I, in October, am speaking with the West Virginia Skeptic Society, and it's going to be based on our little project where we tested a haunted object.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to get, I thought about presenting the statistics but I was like, I don't want to bore everybody with all that knowledge that I have.
Or I can't make that talk, Tim, so you'll have to do it on your own.
Best leave that at home.
Hey, again, I didn't spend 5.5 years in high school for nothing. I learned a lot.
Moving on. Stevie.
But I do get to meet Susan Gerber
Oh.
and John Without an H. I saw him in here. I'm really excited to meet everybody. But John Without an H is in here, and it's going to be great, too, to get to meet him.
All right, Stevie. You got anything coming up?
Actually, yes. I am doing my very first speaking engagement at the Fearsome Folklore Festival in Murfreesboro, Tennessee on August 23rd. I'm very excited.
Very cool. That's awesome. Good. Very first one, huh?
Yes, I'm so nervous, but so excited. I'm not usually good at public speaking, but I have all these facts I want to share, so I'm really excited.
Okay. So I'm going to give you advice that I give everyone. And I give this to Daniel Reed, one of our writers here, all the time. You ready?
Yes.
Don't fuck it up.
That is the best advice ever.
All right. For me, coming up, not tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I'm going to have a Skeptical Help Bar, Friday night, 8 p.m. But next week, the 22nd, I will have the Spooky Science Sisters on. So they do a podcast. It is Megan and Paige. They just put out a book called Spooky Science, and they sent me an advanced copy. I read through it. It's pretty fun. So they're going to be on the show next Friday, the 22nd, for 2 hours. So it'll be fun. Join us for that. And that's it for now, because I'm going to limit it because we're way over time. Anyway, thank you guys. See you next month when we do this again. I'll see you.
Who's up next?
It's not me. This is
Not
my
it.
topic that I stole.
I guess I got to steal a topic. I'll come up with something.
Okay. All right. See you guys. See you,
right.
everyone.
Tortured souls.